Deanna with toolsofenergyprotection.com, and welcome to the Swift Energy Shift, February 22nd, 2017. I'm going to give a chance for everybody to jump on and join me this afternoon, or actually this evening. It's 5 o'clock, or sorry. There's so much going on with this energy shift. Even I'm having trouble staying in space and time. So today, I'd like you to know that what we're going to do at the end of the broadcast is do a clearing for everybody that's attending live to shift their energy. And then we're also going to ask that the angels of light carry this clearing forward for the next 48 hours. So if you're watching it here on Facebook live, or if you catch it later on the YouTube page, then this will also include you. So first up, coming up on tomorrow, the 23rd of February, I'm going to be in Denver at For Heaven's Sakes Books. If you'd like to have a private one-to-one session where we talk about what energies specifically are bothering you, clear those out for you, and then give you a plan going forward, you can call the For Heaven's Sakes bookstore directly at 303-964-9339. And if you're just grabbing a pen, that is 303-964-9339. And you can set up an appointment with them. And I will be there again on Friday on a special discount sessions on Friday at the bookstore, but you must come in person and see me in Denver. So if your Learjet's in the shop, you might want to go ahead and book on Thursday, and we'll do a phone reading or a Skype reading. Thank you, Kathy, for joining us. I hope you're having a great and wonderful evening. If you have any questions, go ahead and type them in the bottom. If you have any experiences you want to share with the latest energy shift, go ahead and type those in the bottom as well. Now, let's get on with what's going on with this energy shift. So if you've watched the previous videos, we've been talking about time converged right around the time that the president for the U.S. took office. And then we had this kind of time for it to smooth out a little bit. And then we had this big, huge shaking with the last week, and people felt a lot of anxiety, and they weren't sure why, and they had things to work out. And the other thing that came up was a huge upper respiratory dis-ease. So in wisdom, it's a good idea if you're having that problem to seek your healthcare provider and get some help. On the spiritual level, what's happening is that the ley lines or the magnetic lines on this earth were shifted such that our bodies and energy bodies were bringing down emotions for us to process through our logical mind. And as you know, the logical mind is black and white, get things done, push things forward. And the emotional mind, or the heart mind, is more about what you attract into your life, flow things, live, let live, create, that kind of thing. So you get those two in the same house, and there's a big struggle, and we have to turn loose of what we have had in the past. So today, when I was at my Business Network International meeting that I belong to, that organization, most of the people that were at the meeting today were all talking about how we need to work together and pull together as a community. So right now in your life, you may be beginning to realize that all these things you've done in the past on your own can be done in a collective way with the people in your life. So this week until the 26th, which is the solar eclipse, you might feel this pressure, this push to look at who's in your life and say, okay, that person is somebody that I can work with, that's somebody that I can communicate with, and build a synergy going up for both of you. Then there's others that you may look at, sorry, the left side, but, and I am left-handed. There are people in your life that may not have been working. They didn't quite meet your needs. You've been putting up with things for a while, and they're short every time they try to meet something, and they don't quite meet your standard, or they don't quite meet your need right at the moment. Hi, Yvonne. Thank you. We love you. Appreciate you too. But the people that maybe to evaluate in your life that haven't been cutting it. Sometimes, especially women who have been raised in like a passive way, where you say yes and you try to make nice and appease people, this is definitely a time to have a look at that. And again, do it in wisdom. Anything that we talk about, either in a personal one-on-one session or in these videos, you use your wisdom and filter what is said through your mind and then through your heart, and then make a decision, because whatever decision you make now or in the future is going to affect you, not me. So it's a good idea to weigh what's going on in our lives right now when we make decisions. So again, getting back to the shift. So what's happening is last week it was about taking poop out of our life and getting rid of it, tossing things out of the closet that don't fit anymore. And it was really about ourselves and self-love. And this week, until the 26th, which is just a few days away, it's about looking at what's in your world. It's about evaluating who's in your world, because now that you've gotten your own poop kind of straightened out and might have a little bit to work on, now it's who have you had that relationship with in the past. So the best way to explain this is with magnets. If you have two magnets in your hand and the polarities match, boom, you're going to have a match. So if you have two magnets that don't match, the pull's not quite as strong. If the polarity of one is changed and you try to push it together, you can't. It's going to push away. So right now in your life, since you've changed or cleaned out your baggage or your poop, guess what? Now your polarity has changed. So you may be doing this, and the people that have been in your life may not match up to that anymore. So it's okay to say goodbye to those old relationships if they're not working, or set new boundaries and see if you can match up that way. Again, do it in wisdom. If it's somebody who's been in your life a long time, make sure that you get the proper help, the counseling, whatever you need before making any big, huge decisions. And on that note, people have been asking me, so these energies are shifting and you're doing these transmissions, help me understanding, what's going on. What else do you do? If you go to my website, toolsofenergyprotection.com, you can click on sessions, and underneath there's a video that talks about the sessions and what that looks like. So basically, what I do is I look at the frequency that's in your life, and then I shift it. So in the past few days, I've worked with people who own businesses, or maybe they're in a business where they work with other people in their business, and then those people work with people. And we look at what frequency is happening. Who are you drawing to your life in your business? And if your business is not looking so hot, or the right people aren't being drawn to you, that's when you would make a session with me, or an appointment with me to have a session. So many energies. And then we will get together, look at your personal situation, kind of like what we're doing on the live stream today, and we'll look at each dynamic of what's going on for you. We'll measure the frequency, shift the frequency, and allow you to move more easily forward. The next question I got was, how does that work? Okay, basically, I work with God, Spirit, or Source, and I connect in to my connection to God, Spirit, or Source. Then I ask for God, Spirit, or Source to connect to you and your connection up here, and then us to each other. So it's a three-way, and I explain that on the video. So everything I do is based in love and based working with God, Spirit, or Source. If you have any questions, feel free to write me either through the Facebook feed, or if this is on YouTube and you want to send me a message on YouTube. I'm also available on toolsofenergyprotection.com. Click contact, and there's a myriad of ways to get a hold of me there, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that I can. All right, moving along. So we talked about realizing our need for others, our community. It is a huge synergy going on right now, and if it's like this, that means anything that's not working is flung off. So watch out for that. Let's see here. Then what else did I write down here? Oh, right, the useful people, people not useful, getting rid of your bags, the upper respiratory issue. What I found last week is I had sessions with people, and then my own daughter, she got the cough and it was hurting the chest and she couldn't control it. And so we looked at her spiritual orientation in time and space. The last shift that we had took people out of that orientation of time and space, and they were having trouble making it click, and that was part of the reason for the cough, in addition to the physical body needs, which we've already talked about. Let's see what else. Oh, it is time for new beginnings, but I would encourage you not to step out quite yet That would be best done after the 26th because the frequency will change. It'll be a little bit more smooth. Right now, you've had a shake up, shake up, shake up. You've cleaned out the closet. Now it's time to take what you desire to keep and hang it back up in the closet and put it neatly in and get ready for the next shift, which will be happening in 26th, 27th-ish, depending on where you are. And then that time to push forward because everything will be all nice and neat in your metaphorical closet and you'll be ready to move forward with a new plan. Let's see. What else did they tell me? Okay. The other thing, people ask me, well, how do you know what to do, know where to go? Right now, it's about following the love and the light. There's so much darkness and so much dark frequency. It is really the time for us to connect with God's Spirit or Source or the love frequency. I can't put it any plainer than that. Your desire is to get through these next few shifts. Please focus on your relationship. Hi, Deanna. Good to see you. I hope you're feeling better. Hi, Sharon. I hope you're doing well down there in Texas. If anybody has any questions, feel free to type them out, and I will answer them if I can. Oh yes, somebody said, I see the light. I hope you're seeing this light and not this light. One of the things that's happening, for those of you that have been with me for a while, I'm doing my own changing and doing the best I can to keep up with the energies and get things out quickly. And one of the things that I've ordered is a new lighting system so I can still be bright, you know, on camera without having to have lights reflecting my glasses. Sorry for that, but my eyes really are in there. It's just taken me a while to get everything together. Let's see here. Oh, good. So I have a rainbow. Somebody said I have a rainbow out at the top of my head. Woohoo! We're coming up on the Ides of March. Okay, let's get back to it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a little mini clearing or a group clearing. And what that looks like is I'm asking for Spirit or Source and I to be at one, totally, completely at peace, and the loving energy, and then everybody who's on the call, and then for the next 48 hours if you're watching the video. So what does that feel like? I'm asking them to connect in now with everybody, them being the angels of light and the forces of light. Take a breath. Release the tension and be at peace. Good. Okay. So what I'm being told is that somebody in this synergistic group is not feeling it. Okay, what does that feel like? Sorry. When Spirit, God, or Source connects into you totally, you always have a connection. It's just like breathing in and out. How many times a day do you think about your breath, but yet your lungs continue to do it? It's an autonomic response. Same way with your connection to Spirit or Source. It is always there. We just don't focus on it every single moment. So when you do, you might begin to feel a lightness. Sometimes when I really focus on it, I feel like my air's filled up my lungs so much, even though I'm breathing, and I sit up straighter. Sorry, that's my daughter. She's still working through her cough. And then other times you might feel like a little brush across the top of your forehead. That is angels and angel wings actually clearing the energy from you. It can also be your own energy that's moving that you may feel. Some people will feel a tingling, like if you sit on your leg too long and it falls asleep, and then you take your leg off and you have that tingly feeling without the pain. People will also feel that as well. Somebody in our audience, I'm being told, hears voices. Okay, if that is you, I highly recommend that you contact me in person so we can talk about that. There's many different things that can be happening if you're hearing voices, and that's not something for the live stream. That is a personal one-to-one kind of thing. Again, you can find me on toolsofenergyprotection.com. Click on contact, and then scroll down. There's many ways to contact me. Also, very quickly, if you want to know when the next live stream is and you missed the last one, you can go to toolsofenergyprotection.com and click on free training, and it'll say Swift Energy Shift, and when you get over to that web page, it'll have all the times coming up. I'll also be posting them here on Facebook. And there's also on that same page is a link to the YouTube if you want to go back and watch older videos. Okay, they're saying that someone has energy stuck in their leg. It almost feels like their leg is broken, or they've recently had it reset. So we're asking that that be healed. So if you're feeling heat in your leg, that's you. That's normal. It'll just be the healing heat for a while, and then it'll eventually dissipate. They're saying to me that somebody else on that call today has hunger issues. I recommend that you contact somebody in the nutritional field and find out if you need more protein in your life. Someone else is experiencing a deceased loved one near them. If you would like to have some clarity on that, again, contact me. It feels like that person is in your energy field and they're kind of heavy when they come in and out. So we can definitely cross them over. All right, they're working on, someone has fear of success and loving themselves. So remember that even me, going forward in my business, I don't always meet the marks I set for myself, but instead of beating myself up, I set new marks. They may be lesser if I don't quite meet them, and they may be more if I meet them. But I do push as much as I can. If you don't make a commitment, like I was to send out an email and I didn't quite get it on the timing that I liked, so I had to go back and correct it, but I also put things on my personal calendar to keep me more on task. So it's a matter of learning to work with yourself. What are your strengths? How does that work for you? Let me see if there's anything else that needs to be cleared. I'm getting yes. Hang on, let me find out what that is. It's not clear. If anybody has any questions I'm going to post while I'm doing this, let me know. Oh, there's a big one. Somebody struggling with self-preservation. Woo! Okay, that just opened up a whole can of worms. All right, I'm going to try to keep, it looks like we have 18 minutes. I'm going to try to keep us down on the length of time for the live stream. I do appreciate and value each and every one that joins me, either on live or later on the recording. I really, really appreciate it. I love what I do. It's awesome to share with all of you, and as time goes on, if you give me comments or suggestions, I'm going to do the best I can to streamline what I do so that it's more accessible to everybody and more enjoyable for everyone. Okay, so when it comes to self-preservation, we have mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, and energy body. If you're having trouble with people in your energy field, if you feel like you're pulling your shields up, when I do this, if you do this, how long can you hold this? Right? How long? 20 minutes? A couple days? This is what happens when you say shields up to try to preserve yourself because somebody's beating you up or sending you negative juju. It takes a lot of energy and it takes away from other things. So what I'd like for you to do is go to toolsofenergyprotection.com, click on free training, look for free tool. I believe it's the last one or the next to last one on there. Click on free tool, get the free tool. It's 8 pages. It's going to tell you how to shield your energy without having to do this, because this is exhausting. It's going to tell you how to connect into God's spirit or source, bring that energy within you, cycle it out, and just keep it going, and that way it becomes a normal shield. It's like a windshield, if you will. You don't have to hold the windshield up on your car when you drive, do you? If you do, send me a YouTube video. I want to see it. The idea is the shield is up, and you don't have to hold it. And that will help you to have more energy within. Once that's in place, then you can move forward and you can look at your life. You can use this energy shift. Right now with the one coming up on the 26th, get your closet all organized, finished, look at the people in your life. Who are you going to keep? Who are you not going to keep? Who are you going to put boundaries up with? That's where the focus ideally should be. Sorry for the should word. I know I don't shit on you. You don't shit on me. But that's the desired outcome. So shield yourself that way. Really, really, really focus on your relationships. Which ones are you going to strengthen? Which ones are you going to let go? How are you going to handle that? Again, I will be tomorrow for Heaven's Sake in Denver. If you are not in Denver, you can call 303-964-9339 and tell them you'd like to make an appointment with me, and they'll get you in the time slot as soon as they can. You can do a half hour or an hour there, or you can come to the bookstore on Friday. I'll be there again, and you can use the same number. Solar eclipse coming up on the 26th. Get your house in order. Get ready for that. Take some deep breaths. I will be back here on the 26th at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. If you need to convert the time, that's on my website under Swift Energy Shift. There's a time converter there. I will also be back on Tuesday, the 28th at 10 a.m. To help clear what might have happened over the 26th and get you back centered and balanced as I can. So that's it. If we have any questions, no questions. Wow, that means I'm really either really good or not so good. All right, the other thing coming up on the 10th of March, I will be at the same bookstore doing a gallery reading or a seance for those of you that want to come. Tickets are selling fast. I'm going to cap it, so once I'm sold out, I'm sold out. So be sure and get on that if you'd like to come. The 17th, 18th, and 19th, I will be at the Denver Merchandise Mart speaking, and I'll give you more information about that coming up. It's a fabulous time. It's a discounted rate. It's $1 a minute, 20-minute minimum if you want to come and experience that. And then again, back at the bookstore on February 24th. Okay, again, no questions. I love each and every one of you. Great big hug. And for those of you that know the technique I use called spiritual response therapy, we're going to do wrap up, mop up. What does that mean? Okay, get a question that says, is this weekend the fair? Yes. So at the bookstore in Denver, the fair is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I will only be there on Friday. Great. And they're doing wrap up, mop up, so you might feel that swirl sensation on your head, or you might feel lighter. This is what a session feels like, except for it's one-to-one, and we can address your personal challenges, issues, questions. So we're working on that. Ooh, that's a lot of energy. Super. All right, everybody, have a great, fabulous night. Thank you so much for joining me. In the comments below, if you want to write, do you prefer 10 a.m. or you prefer 7 o'clock at night? I'm doing the best I can to find a time that will suit both. I know people are at night for the ones that work during the day and vice versa. Okay. Anyways, have a great and fabulous night. And if you want to watch this, this will be in the YouTube feed in about 20-30 minutes. And it'll also be here on Facebook, and you can find it there. Have a great and wonderful night.